I mean, is there a more wholesome duo right now in the sport of mixed martial arts than Molly McCann and Patty Pimblett? I don't know if there is one. I can't think of one more wholesome than those two. It's a beautiful thing. Later on, we'll talk to Patty, but for now, let's go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to the incomparable meatball Molly McCann. There she is. Molly, how are you?
What's happening, mate? How are we?
Oh, Molly, it's so good to see you smiling, happy, in the winner's circle. I could give you a big old hug right now, Molly, if I could. Virtual.
Come in, love. Come in, yeah.
Virtual. How are you feeling?
Yeah. I've slept for about the last 20 hours, to be honest. My the emotion and the travel and then the alcohol all mixed in. I'm a little bit tired and I can feel the effects now, Ariel, like me jaw, me head, me hands. That was it was a tough fight, wasn't it? But I think we all knew I had that one in the bag.
Any serious injuries?
This hand's definitely broken the thumb, but I need an MRI just to see how long the recovery time is going to be and the course of recovery. But I can't go until Monday next week. So
okay, why so long?
I have to isolate.
Oh, really? Okay, because you're in the States.
I'm not double jabbed, so.
I understand, Molly. I understand. Well, it was, I mean, there was a lot on the line. There was a lot at stake. I wonder if for you, I mean, you have fought before. You have fought on some big stages. You've had some important fights. Did you feel more nervous going into this one? Did you feel like the pressure was on? No. How come?
I just feel like the only way was up. I couldn't go any lower than where I've been. And I knew there was going to be a crowd. And albeit there was like 100 or 150 people in there, that's all I need to fight. And I knew my career, like, it did kind of ride on that fight within the UFC. I know, like, there's other promotions who'll have me, or even boxing, I'll go over to Matchroom after I've finished MMA. But I know what I'm capable of, and when a crowd's there, it's very rare that I'm in a boring fight. And someone works for Everton, they're called Mo, right, Ariel, and he's actually the guy who sent you the shirt and the mug, and he actually gave me this.
Oh, that is a beautiful one that you have there. Here's Chael Sonnen. Yes. Big ups, Everton. Let's go. Yeah. Blue till I die.
But basically, he said to me, don't fear fighting, Molly, because it's what you love to do. You can make loads of money presenting after fighting. So just go in there and enjoy yourself. And I thought, I always put so much pressure on myself to be the certain fighter or fight a certain way. And then I just went and done me. And I was just a gritty fighter in the pocket and got back to what makes me great.
You also got headbutted early in the fight. How much did that mess you up?
Well, you can hear it in the commentary when I come back after round one. Ellis and Paul are speaking to me, and they're like, "Yeah, you got hit with a headbutt there." And then it's like 30 seconds, and I go, "Was it a headbutt?" Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pure fight or flight that got me through the first round, but. After that, I kind of got a little bit, I was warm. I was quite cold going into the first round, and then into the second, I was ready. And it was just about getting past them, that 10-inch reach, which I think I've done quite well with, to be honest.
Did you think you won at the end? You know, sometimes with these judges.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I half thought I won the first round as well. It was just like Bisbin said, or Daniel Cormier said, it's just how the judges thought the headbutt was a knockdown. But I still landed more significant shots than her. I was more aggressive. I didn't take a backward step. She was always on the back foot. And I landed the more concussive shots. So for me, it was me all day.
So it's been a while, unfortunately, Molly, and I apologize. It's been a while since we last spoke.
It's my fault for not winning, isn't it?
No, I don't care about that. I'm not one of these, I'm not one of these, what have you done for me lately types. I like talking to certain people, and you're one of them, but, a different time. We don't need to go there. I haven't talked to you since the last fight. And so what was going on? Like, because I know you took off the gloves and then literally a few minutes later, you're like, no, I'm not retiring. Explain, like, was there a part of you that thought...
Yeah, I was frustrated and I thought, like, just leave them there for your dad. And if you've retired, you've left your gloves there. So you've done it. And then when I was in the changing rooms, the comms team came and asked my coach, Paul, and he was like, no, she's not retired. And I had like a 2-hour conversation with my coaches after the fight because I was like, I can't give any more than I'm given. And when I come to fight, and I felt like that person I fought, Lara, just came just to hold on and not even try and finish me, like literally just pin me to the wall or the floor. And it's like, if you're going to beat me, please try and submit me or finish me and put me away. Don't just stall. And I had never come up against that kind of fight really before. So in boxing, it's like a stalemate, like or a bit of a journeyman. And I feel like that's what she was. And I was not prepared for that because people don't fight like that in MMA. So I just felt like I'd been given a rough go at it in terms of like drug cheats and then just shit matchups. And I would never turn a fight down. So stylistically, I know sometimes that I will face styles that don't really suit mine, but it was just annoying that it was back to back. And then my coach just kind of used Mike Bisping as an example and said, do you think he's never sat down like this and felt like how you're feeling? And I said, I suppose so, yeah. He said, well, carry on and crack on like he did. And after the fight, Ariel, I just went away to Spain and trained with a guy called Chris Thompson and his wife Louise, and just got back to I'd done about 96 rounds of rolling, and then I came home. I won a grappling competition in Spain and thought, I can go home now, I'm ready to go again. And sometimes you just need them little resets.
Absolutely. We all need that in life. At any point, though, did you think the idea of maybe taking a break was something, like, did you have any part of you that was kind of relishing the idea of doing something completely different, or you knew that you would always be, this is who you are, right? This is what you're bred to do?
I mean, I come from boxing, and post MMA, I'll go back to boxing. But like, I'm giving my whole life to MMA for as long as I can do it, and as long as I'm competitive and I'm winning and I'm winning well, I'm always going to be within the UFC. Like, if I wasn't in the UFC, I can't really see myself doing MMA anymore, because I don't want to do something to not be the best at what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But when you go away from the limelight and out of Liverpool, like me, Paddy and Darren are very well known here, so you can't kind of go anywhere without everyone knowing you. So I just went to Spain and just no one knew me, and I could just enjoy the training. And then I came back and I got a new mind coach, Tom Smith, and he just made me believe, like, why have you lost your way and your vision and your goals and your dreams? Because you're settling and you need to keep on pushing and reaching to be the best. So I just had to have a few long words with myself, and then I feel like I'm back.
You do feel like you're back. You seem like you're back. It looks like you're back. Mind coach, that's very interesting to me. Did you have one before this new one, or is this the first time you've worked with one?
Every now and then I used to speak to Vinny Shawman. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he's kind of like a mind coach, and he's in the Thai boxing game. But Tom Smith is from Belfast, and he kind of approached me after the fight, just like, kid, I want to help you out here. So
he reached out to you first?
He reached out to me.
Wow.
Yeah. And he basically came on as a financial sponsor, because he was like, well, so I know you didn't get paid too much for the last fight, so let me help you out. And I want to be a mind coach. So he'd ring me up every morning and just go through it with me every day. There's not many days, Ariel, that I don't speak to him.
Every day?
Yeah.
For how long?
Since like February 10th.
How long's each call?
Oh, it could be anything from 3 minutes to half an hour.
Wow. So like, hey, how are you doing? You talk. That's a lot every day, no? You enjoy it?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's like I call him like my uncle, like Uncle Tom now. Uncle Tom. It's quite bad. But yeah, no, we just, I ring him to speak to him how he is also, but he's changed my life, Ariel. He's really changed my life. Dream mentoring. If anyone wants to know, Tom Smith, the entrepreneur on Instagram, get at him.
Wow. Do you think that you have a result like this without him? Was he a part of this result? Is he a part of this new year?
So he hasn't given me anything new other than made me remember who I was. So,
but that's valuable.
It is me. It is me who won the fight. It's Molly from Cage Warriors. It's Molly from the UFC debut, UFC London fight with one big eye. He just made me remember who I am, and he reinforces that and reinstills that in me every day. So I'd like to say I still would have won, but I also probably might not have, because the mind, I think, was injured from the last two losses, and he helped me heal the mind.
Last win, October 18th, 2019. That's a long stretch.
That's the longest, like from playing soccer or football for the English, from boxing, being national champion, from any MMA fight, any jiu-jitsu competition. I've never lost 2 consecutive things in my life.
Wow.
And to go like 23 months with that was rough. And I've got a lot of people in my life, and I was like, who've come in recent years, and like, you don't even know me as a winner. Do you know, it was so tough, but even though I wasn't winning in the cage, I'm winning outside of life. Like the stuff I'm doing for my community, my gym, for myself, for my personal growth, I'm winning. And as a mixed martial artist, I'm winning because I'm turning up every day and I'm getting better. But it was nice to get the seal of approval, like the 50 grand bonus, the win, to be bumping heads with the best in the business, to be doing it all with Paddy. And then hopefully I'll get a nice new contract in the next week or 2. So it was the longest 2 years, but I feel like it's led me to this point.
Beautiful video that surfaced of you reacting to getting the 50K bonus. Obviously, we see how happy you are and emotional. But what does that happiness and emotion represent? Where does it come from? Why did you react like that?
I just come from nothing. So to win any kinds of money is just like next level. But I think for me, it was the recognition of my hard work. It wasn't even so much the money, but like, I feel as if I could have been in a few fights the night before this one, and I was kind of pipped off by the more well-known fighters on the card. So for it all to come full circle, and like, I even had my manager Graham Boylan in the corner for this fight because one of my coaches, Simon, couldn't travel last minute. So it was just mad. It was like it was all meant to be, Ariel. But that money will be a deposit for a house. Like, I'll finally be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? And I always said all I wanted from fighting was a world title and to have a house bought. And I will have like had a career that, like, I don't know, if you can say that you've got a fully paid house and your mortgage is finished, then you've done quite well, haven't you? So to kind of fall into MMA by accident and then to have this amazing career, it's just mad. It
is mad. And everyone loves how real you are. And, you're just, what you see is what you get. You're a very easy person to root for. And like I said earlier, your relationship with Paddy is one of the best things in MMA. And to see you both on the same card, almost back to back, and to see your happiness, you don't see that from a lot of people, being genuinely happy for their friends, for their teammates. There's bitterness and jealousy and stuff like that. And it was just so wholesome. It was so great to see. Can you describe what that was like to see this kid who you have been around for so long, who ups and downs, right? Who had turned down the UFC contract, who people were saying was going to be just a Cage Warriors champ. And then he wins a fight like that. It was amazing that they had the camera on you, but can you describe what that was like for you to see?
Yeah, I was literally talking to Megan Levy in the back room, and I'm like, I'm trying to open my gin, and then I'm trying to take the microphone, and I'm waiting, and then they wouldn't let me out to watch him, and we could see him in the monitor, and it kind of wasn't going great.
Yes.
So, like, it wasn't going great, and then I just ran out and I started screaming for him. I'm not sure if you can even hear it. And then he ends up doing the business, and it's like, I've seen him on his dark days. Like, I knew him before he'd had amateur fights, and then I seen the rise and I seen the fall, and that week was like, we kept having like little moments. Like, I'd come into his room and we'd just sit there together watching Game of Thrones and just being really close. And we've never really had that time together, really, because we're always surrounded by other people. And I just feel like we just connected on a really good level. And then to see him come through that adversity and then get the finish, I don't know why someone wouldn't want that for their teammates, or like, we're like that for everyone in our gym. It doesn't matter who wins, if it's an amateur or if it's the captain of our ship, as I always say, Paddy is. Like, we all want that in our gym. But oh, I was so buzzing. You just see me slapping the table for him like that, yes! And then me jumping on Paul Rimmer, and then the whole team, because it's just, imagine the pressure that kid has on his shoulders, and he's just wiping it off, like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. How do you like now?
What a character. And now he's got, like, I just looked, last I checked, 500. Oh, yeah, what the hell? And he was so sad about his Instagram page getting shut down. It's amazing.
Well, listen, he'll still be going, I would have had 700,000. Right. He adds them up. But he's honest to God, Ariel on fight week, when every UFC I'd normally go to, I'm like a fan. I just still look around and go, I can't believe I'm here. And he was just like so nonchalant, like, yeah, well, I'm supposed to be here, aren't I? And I really took a lot of confidence off him that week. I said to Paul, I said, I just think we should always fight on the same cards, because I have said me and him bring something different when we fight together. It's like, I'm the female him. 100%. That's like, it just is. And the UFC will miss a trick if they don't have us both on the go.
Wait, is that why you dyed your hair blonde?
Blondes have more fun.
To be the female Patty? That's why. Now I get it.
Listen, I've been practicing flying triangles, but I tore my LCL in my knee, so I couldn't really kick, shoot, or do any triangles. So I just had to keep it strictly boxing for the fight, which was a shame. But we got the win.
Yes. Just a couple more things that I want to ask you about. Great to have you on. Great to talk to you. So happy for your victory. You were talking about doing great things in your community. You wrote a book recently, and I want to give you props for that. A beautiful thing. What inspired you to write the book? And for those that may not know about it, what is it about?
It's a children's illustrated book, and it's called Be True to You. So it's about my coming out story and how I wasn't able to come out until later in life. And it's basically a little bit of education, all about the LGBTQ plus flag. And then right at the back of the book, there's space for a child to tell their story, or a young person to tell their story to the parents if they're struggling, to have the same conversation. But speaking to Tom Smith, my mind coach, he wrote a book, and he was saying all things like, tell me about your goals, this, that, and the other. And I just thought, I don't know why I don't help my community a little bit more and shine more of a light on how hard it was for me. But the MMA community and MMA is the thing that made me feel safe enough, loved enough, and safe enough to have that space to come out, really. And yeah, it's done really well, to be fair. And I don't see the profits. I give the profits to Stonewall charity, which is obviously based in America. And what is that
charity? Sorry to interrupt. What is that?
Stonewall.
What do they do?
In the 60s, there was a gay bar called Stonewall in New York, and it's where the riots started. And then from that moment, the year later to that day, they had the first Gay Pride March. Oh. And so they do this thing, Ariel, where they have rainbow laces, and once a year, for 1 month of the year in American football, in English football, they wear the rainbow laces to raise awareness. And I'm not sure if you've seen in the Euros final, Harry Kane had the Stonewall rainbow armbands on. So they're just trying to break down stigma and things and help the gay community and things come out. And I became an ambassador for them, a game changer, about 2 months ago. And I said, well, I'll make it my mission so that someone in the combat sporting world will come out, and hopefully that'll be a bit of a snowball effect where it only takes one person and then everyone else will start to feel a little bit more comfortable in breaking that down, because when you add it up, it's a numbers game. And if you imagine how many people do MMA, you can't tell me that there's not one gay male who's doing it, but obviously they just don't feel safe enough to do it. And my thing is, why not? And people kind of just say probably because of the trolls and the abuse and things that they get. And I'm like, well, you're only going to get as much abuse as what I get. So you may as well.
You get a lot of abuse?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. Who's abusing you?
Well, you just get trolls online every now and then, don't you?
I'll kick their ass, Molly. I'll fly over there right now and beat every single one of them with my own bare hands.
Ariel, it's water off a duck's back, but thank you. I do appreciate it.
I mean, not like you need my help, to be honest. You can kick my hater's ass.
I know. Look at this top. This is an Everton top for LGBT.
Wow, that's amazing. Is that new?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that.
Sport.
That would
send you one.
That would look. I was just gonna say that would look nice in this little studio here. If I'm being honest,
I'll get you one sent out, lad. Don't worry.
I get a lot of abuse.
Our team's doing bits to change the community.
I like that. And that is one of the many reasons why I'm an Everton fan till I die. They try to get me to jump off Liverpool, Man U, all this nonsense. I will never do that, Molly, just for you. And it's good that you're staying ground. I hope, yes, absolutely. I hope you keep Patty's head down. It seems like, a lot of people, like, are we going to have a problem on our hands here? Is the ego going to go crazy?
What I said to him, I said, sorry.
No problem.
Someone was ringing me. I said to him, you can't go like what you was the first time when you won the world title. But look, he's got a house, he's got his fiance, he's got his dog. Our Laura won't be letting him get above his station. Don't you worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. We just want him to bring the UFC back to Liverpool. So that's the goal. And then I'm telling you, he'll probably get that world title shot one day at Anfield.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be nuts. So for you, last thing, what do you want to do next? Do you want to try to fight again this year? Probably a long shot with the hand. What's your plan?
Well, Ariel, I was told it was going to take 4 months for my eye to heal last time, and 2 weeks later I was fixed. I healed quick. I would like to fight this year, but I just want fans still. And I love the Apex and all, but I would like a lot of fans.
Yeah, of course.
So I was speaking to Dean Thomas and Gillian Robertson. I'm going to go over to America for a month or 5 weeks and do a bit of training out there. And hopefully get a fight before Christmas so I can enjoy Christmas. I've not been able to enjoy Christmas for 5 years.
Because you always had a fight surrounding it?
Yeah, I had a fight in January or February, so I want to go to Jamaica for Christmas.
Great place. Why Jamaica?
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
I was supposed to go for my 30th and then lockdown cancelled it, so yeah, I'll go again.
Well, it's a new day. It's a new era. The tide is turning. Hopefully better days are ahead. And it was great to see you back in the winner's circle for the first time in almost 2 years.
3 months,
Yes.
And I won't ever forget it. But Ariel, thanks for having me on, lad, and I'll make sure that Everton sends you off a little T-shirt.
No problem. Always great to talk to you, Molly.
Are you medium or a large?
Are you kidding me, Molly? A medium? Do I look like a medium? Extra large, Molly. Have you seen these guns? Extra large.
Okay, extra large.
You think this could fit in a medium? I mean, come on. Look at this frame.
I was Really nice.
Thank you. No, extra large. One day I'll get back to medium, but not right now. Molly, all the best. Congratulations. Enjoy the victory. Enjoy everything that comes with the victory, right? That you could revel in it, digest it. You could shower in the victory. That's something you haven't been able to do.
Shower in the 50 G's,
yes.
baby.
And we'll talk to you very soon.
Go on, lads.
All right.
Bye, everyone watching.
Bye-bye. There she is, the one and only, the incomparable Molly McCann. I'm going to move my